Let's be real. We have been fighting for literally centuries. And for what? It is time to stop begging for a seat at their table and build our own table. Hey guys, it's Anani. Welcome back to my channel. Happy continued Black History Month, guys. I'm coming off the heels of Kendrick Lamar's iconic halftime show at the Super Bowl. If you got it, you got it. And if you didn't, you didn't. That performance definitely inspired today's video, and I kind of wanted to sit down with you guys and have a real conversation about the concept of diasporans leaving America. Currently, I am actually in the process of expatriating to Jamaica. You guys can click around my channel and kind of see my journey up until now, but I grew up in America. And growing up in America, they teach us the concept of the American dream. Growing up Black in America, we are taught that, yes, we're at a disadvantage, right? But if you work hard, if you pick yourself up by the bootstraps, kind of a thing, and you persevere and things of that nature, you too can achieve the American dream. We're taught by doing this that one day if we keep fighting, we keep putting our foot down, that here in America, one day, we will get the rights and the respect that we deserve. But as I got older, as I started looking around, I realized that life here in America has showed me a different truth. There were so many pivotal moments that I cannot even pick one in particular that stood out the most. Maybe it was when I was in middle school or high school, and I would walk down the halls and I would hear every non-Black person throwing around the word nigga like it was a common greeting, and then getting offended when you would tell them not to say that, and they would tell you, oh no, you've got it all wrong. This is just how we say the word friend now.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Or maybe it was when I realized that our art, our culture, our music, things that derived from our pain, our suffering, our resilience, our bravery, could be stolen and remixed by every other culture without a second thought. Maybe it was when I saw how discrimination complaints from Black people were not taken seriously in society because people could not believe that systemic oppression and microaggressions are real issues. Maybe it was when I saw yet another Black person slain on national television by our police forces. Or maybe it was when I finally realized that no matter how much we contribute to this society, you will never be truly, fully accepted in this society. If you are Black in America and you have reached a certain level of consciousness, I know that you feel it too. That nagging feeling, that feeling that you're always on your toes. You can never be fully comfortable because you know that at a drop of a dime, the whole thing could switch. And that is not your paranoia. That is your spirit talking to you. And one day I had to pause and I had to ask myself a few introspective questions. I had to ask myself, why am I contributing to a society who does not value the infrastructure, the labor, the innovation, the wealth that myself, my ancestors, and my people have contributed to the nation for years? Why am I and my fellow people still trying to force these people to accept us? Why are we still trying to fight for a seat at a table that nobody wants us at? Why are we trying to force these people to like us and accept us? Because the harsh, bitter, true reality is they don't. They don't. They don't. Year after year, generation after generation, they keep showing us this, right? And how many more times do our people have to keep getting knocked in the head before we fully grasp onto this concept? These people might tolerate you, right? Yes, these people might say, you know, a good anecdote here and there about something, right? Yes, these people may have friends here and there, you know, that are Black, and they can kind of understand a semblance of something. But as a collective, as a system, as a whole, as a infrastructure, right? These people do not like you. And I think Black people are getting to a point where we are tired of trying to make them. We are tired of trying to appease the beast. I think we realize that it is time to stop chasing their approval. It's time to start focusing on something better, and that is ourselves. And once I fully came to that conclusion, like I think a lot of diasporans have that are expatriating or ready to expatriate, I think that a whole world starts opening up mentally. You start realizing that, wait a minute, America is not the end-all be-all. There's a whole Black world out there. There's a whole world of acceptance and love and Black freedom that you can find. You do not have to be subjected to abuse. I started looking at all the ways that America has damaged our people, right? And not even just socially or politically damaged our people, but even physically too as well. America's food is not good. I, like a lot of other Black women, have PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome. Not only that though, I actually also have a proclivity for high blood pressure and also to have lymphatic issues. And with all of these things, it is critical that I have a great diet. But even eating the best that I can, guess what makes that even harder? The food quality here in America. The food here is not great in general, but especially if you guys have done research, if you guys know about Dr. Layla Africa, or even a more well-known one, probably Dr. Sebi, or any of these people that really understand the Black body and how the Black body works and the minerals and vitamins that we truly need, right? If the food quality is bad in general, it's definitely bad for a Black person who requires a optimal amount of vitamins, minerals, and things like that so we function properly. This food here though is designed to harm you, Black person, in every way imaginable, from physically to spiritually and things of that nature. Like I say, guys, do your research, lock in. You might find some interesting facts that you did not know. But these high fructose corn syrups, this excessive salt, these preservatives, these dyes, all of these things, we are used to it, we float with it, you know, but it is not good. And to give you guys just a little bit of a picture, like I said, go and do your research, but there are chemicals and stuff like that that is in American food that is illegal, that is banned in other countries for how harmful it is. The U.S. food system, I hate to break it to you, I really do. I'm gonna hold your hands when I say this, but it was not designed for health, okay? It was designed for profit. Also too, Black person tip, when your DNA is altered, you are also more susceptible to being compliant and complacent. Now, with that being said, do you want to know something interesting? And this is not just a me experience. Ask other expats, ask other people that have traveled outside of the US, and they will tell you the same thing. When I go out of the country, you can actually tell that the food is different, like 100%. For example, when I am here in Jamaica and I am eating like the Jamaican produce and stuff like that, the taste is better. My digestion is better. I don't feel sluggish. It doesn't make me feel bloated or overweight. I don't feel like blah. Like you can actually physically tell a difference in the food quality. Also too, guys, and I'm telling you, I don't know if any of you guys have traveled and maybe you have had a similar experience, please let me know in the comments because I'm about to tell you guys something crazy. So I am actually allergic to oranges, pineapples, and lemons. So here in America, when I eat our pineapples, oranges, and lemons, I get very itchy, my throat gets very scratchy. Sometimes I'll break out in hives, things of that nature. So I can't really eat it here. But when I go to Jamaica, I can eat the pineapples, the lemons, and the oranges there with no allergic reaction whatsoever. It is the most incredible thing. The food there is different. No harmful pesticides really like we have here. Like I say, there's no preservatives like plumped into the chickens or anything like that. That was another crucial pivotal time where I realized that American food is actually legit making me sick, right? And I knew that if I really wanted to heal, like if I really wanted to be eating things that would benefit my body and not harm it, that was another reason why I said I have to leave America for my literal health. America has been trying to restrict and take power away from Black people for the longest. And you know, it's very interesting, like I say, what it is like to grow up Black in America. You know, we were taught that we should be privileged, right? Like it's a privilege to be here. You know, no matter the abuse you suffer, just better be happy you're in America, right? I have even heard the horrific, arguably maybe one of the most jigaboo Sambo, Uncle Sam takes sometimes from Black people. And that is the take that we should be proud that we were sent here as slaves. Because without that, we wouldn't know Jesus Christ.
America, that's it. I'm checking out.
Child, I almost fell out my seat. Oh boy, our people. Or I've heard the take, like I say, from people in general, but this is, you would actually be shocked how common this take is in the Black community. Like I mentioned before, like, you should be privileged. This is the land of the free, the home of the brave. And if you just work hard and pull yourself up by the bootstraps and stop looking like, you know, like a Black that is causing trouble, you too can get exactly where they are and stuff like that in A, B, C, and D, right? So it's like almost this concept like that we're taught here, like conform, fit in, don't be you, delete almost your DNA, be acceptable, and then you can make it. But as I got older, I started to realize, like, wait a New York minute, like, just hold on. And let's really sit and think about this, right? We did pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. We have contributed to society. We do our best to code switch and conform and try to make ourselves palatable. And it doesn't work. like, what are we really talking about here? Like, you guys know, like, back integration, when there was segregation in the Black communities, we had thriving communities, like things that now you may see other races doing. We were doing that in our own communities. We were thriving and successful. Like I say, even after integration, we did it. We did it. We bowed down. We tried to conform. We worked hard. And again, where did it get us? In slavery. Like we were even hard workers, like extremely hard workers with no pay. You know what I'm saying? And harsh labor. We built everything from the White House to Wall Street. Like, what are we really talking about? And side note, Wall Street was actually a slave market. That's a American history fact right there. The math isn't mathing. It doesn't make sense. Like, what are you talking about? Like, we do that. Matter of fact, also, our collective spending power as Black people, we put something like $1.6 trillion into the American economy. 1.6 trillion. And that money leaves our communities within 6 hours and goes straight back into hands of people that are not ours. So what are you talking about? No, we work hard. Clearly we got it on us. Like, what are we talking about? 1.6 trillion dollars. No, that's like the biggest mind of the century. No, we do what we're supposed to do. We just don't get rewarded for it at all. You have to pick one. We can't be lazy, but simultaneously holding the American economy on our back. What is it? Which one is it? Pick one. Pick one. It's this one. Like, what are we talking about? Let me ask you guys this, right? If we have that kind of money, if we built this nation from scratch, What makes you think we can't build other black nations up from where they are right now? We always say, well, we can't do that because, it's underdeveloped, or we can't do that because A, B, C, and D, or we can't go here because yada, yada, yada. But wait, think about it. We pour our energy, our money, our resources into a nation that knocks us in the head anyway. We pour our finances, our blood, sweat, and tears to a nation that doesn't care about us, period. We quite literally, guys, have the blood of our ancestors coursing through our veins. The blood that literally built what is considered by almost everybody in the world, arguably, as the greatest nation in the world. We built it. If we built the greatest nation in the world, and we built that from nothing, we built that in hardship, getting literally whipped, beaten, raped, molested. I mean, every horrible atrocity you can think of, babies getting thrown to alligators. I mean, guys, we did it. We did it for people who didn't care. We did it for people who still don't respect any of our contributions. They still don't value them at all. So why can't we pull that $1.6 trillion and put it back into our own nations? I know it's not an overnight process, and I do know that the Black Exodus is happening currently as we speak. To those that get it, you know what I'm saying? And I am not talking to every single Black person. There's a specific type of Black person, and if you're watching this video, then you know and you understand, or you might be curious about it. Maybe the wheels were kind of turning, right? But I'm calling a certain kind of Black person to expatriate and start building up our Black nations, our African nations, our Caribbean nations, right? I'm not talking about Sambos. Please don't come. Please stay right here in America. I'm not talking to you at all. I am not talking about jigaboos. I am not talking about that at all. And I am definitely not talking about minstrel show audition candidates. Absolutely not. Please sit here in America. You can continue doing what you're doing. We did not ask for you. Please do not come. We don't need any sellouts. We don't need anybody that's scared of revolution or a revolution of Renaissance, or, blood, sweat, and tears, or hard work, or, having to maybe build something from the ground up. If you're scared of that, if you're comfortable, right where you are, I am not talking to you. Sambos need not apply. I am talking to people who want to build a strong, sustainable, independent Black nation, one that can reroute itself, right? Because I even think Black nations in general, whether it's an African nation or Caribbean nations, I think the heart of them are beautiful, right? I think that sometimes, we see people who live a bit more quote unquote primitive, if I can use that word, and think, hey, they need to be more like us, like they're missing out on all the technological advancements and stuff like that. And what I'm saying is, we keep the beauty, of what these nations are, right? We keep the self-sustainability of these nations, but we show them how to improve, right? We show them maybe don't get them on a grid, but maybe say, hey, we can give these sectors solar panels, or we can show these people how to do water catchment system. So bringing kind of that type of an innovation, not trying to make them Western, So like I say, I'm talking to the Black people who understand a certain thing, who feel a certain call in their spirit, and are wanting to work towards that, right? The truth is, we already have everything that we need. We actually already have everything that we need to build our own nations back up. We have the creativity, we have the capability, and like I mentioned before, guys, we have the currency. We have the buying power to do this, you know what I'm saying? And that even leads me into my next point, kind of re-switching our mind frame, right? Because of slavery, because of the atrocities that were done to us, we have lost our sense of community. We have lost our sense of family. It is kind of this every man for himself, crabs in a barrel type of horrible mentality that, like I say, was a product of the atrocities that were put upon us, right? But I'm here to tell you, Black people, and some of you might know it already, but other nations have been doing this for centuries, right? Other nations have been pooling their stuff together. They will make money in America, send it back to their country, right? So it helps their economy, their family, and things like that, right? So even if you can't necessarily do like a community something, maybe you do like a bit of your independence, kind of how I am, but you can still even operate like that, right? You'll do kind of like I say, what every other nation has been doing since the beginning of time. But for some reason, when Black people do it, it is an atrocity, right? You may even, you know, work, save your money, and then go take the currency, right? And build your nation back. We have been working here in America for abuse. You know what I'm saying? For people who don't respect us, our brilliance, our melanin, our contributions. You know what I'm saying? If they don't care, then there is nothing wrong with doing what you have to do, saving what you have to save, and then taking your money back to a country that reflects yourself, that reflects you. We weren't meant to live in a society where we are just surviving. We weren't made to live in a society where we get by or have to code switch or sugarcoat ourselves or put on these different masks, these different faces to be accepted. We are used to it. It has become the norm, but that is actually not how it is supposed to be. We're not supposed to be surviving. We're supposed to be living, thriving, being us in the max capacity and not watering it down for anyone or anything. When our ancestors, when they were stolen and taken here, and they didn't leave behind pain or, you know, like boo, you know, like ape monkey behavior. No, like our ancestors left behind greatness. They left behind a blueprint, even a blueprint for community, a blueprint for sovereignty, and even a blueprint for self-sustainability. Not having to be a part of the rat race, not having to worry about if I lose my job today, I might lose my home. I might not have food to eat. I could be on the street, you know, if I don't stay in the rat race, you know, if I don't participate in this capitalistic society, right? Like, capitalistic tells you what it is in its name, right? Capital, right? Which means that everybody here is in this mindset of I have to get this money, right? I have to get this money. I have to, even if I have to step on people to get it, you know, because I have to survive, right? When you have a capitalistic society, everything becomes almost subconsciously like this dog wheel, because you are all trying to run and get the money, and if you don't get it, you can't survive, right? But how the Most High, you know, intended, you shouldn't have to pay to live. You shouldn't have to say, if I don't have money and I can't go to the hospital, I'll die. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should not have to feel like you have to be, like I say, a part of this kind of a rat race. We are conditioned to accept the appropriation of our culture, our food, our music, our singing styles, even everything. You know, we're conditioned to allow that appropriation. But no, it is time to take it back. It is time to go to a country that reflects you. It is time to build that country, and it is time to slowly but surely start building the great nation that we once were. You cannot truly grow in an environment where your blackness is under attack. You can't do it. It is literally impossible to reach your full potential. But I know, I hear you. I can already hear you guys screaming at me from behind the screen. But Anani, there's corruption in Africa and da 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 da. I get it. I hear you. I understand it. But I just want to remind you, newsflash, America is just as corrupt, if not more. It's just we throw stones and hide our hands. And like I say, for those of you that are interested in being a part of the expat movement, but you don't quite know where to go, like I say, look in Google. If you notice, I didn't necessarily pinpoint, like you have to be here in Jamaica like me, or you have to be in Ghana, or you have to be in Nigeria. Do your research. There are a lot of Black nations. What I'm saying is, pick one, do your research, and funnel your attention to there and make that great. I also know, and I've also heard the take from blacks that, hey, I'm not African, my people were here and indigenous to America and ABC, and like I say, trust me, I get it. I get it. Black people, we originated the whole thing, so we're all over the world. We are indigenous everywhere. I totally understand that. I get it. What I'm saying though, whatever your black roots are, I'm saying reclaim them and take the resources still to a nation that is not a Western nation. I get it. I know that a lot of us grew up here, and like I say, I'm not saying maybe one day we don't return. For right now, it's time to pull away. We can't get on our feet and grow until we are away from all of this, right? We'll get ourselves together, get our nations together, actually have something, you know, building power in our community, amongst our people. Like I said before, this is not a call for every black, but this is a call for the diasporans that want something better for ourselves and our people and our generations to come. I'm here to tell you there's a whole black world out there, and you do not have to be subjected to this abuse, this oppression, this fighting for the bare minimum, this fighting for scraps, this begging for people to like you and accept you. We don't have to do that anymore. We can stop living in this survival mentality and start trying to build back what we once were. So let's talk in the comments, guys. What do you think? What do you think? Do you still think you should stay in America? Also, to drop the flag, if you are planning to expatriate or want to expatriate, drop the flag of the continent. Drop the flag of the country that you think you want to expatriate to. I would love to see all the flags in the comments and see where you guys are thinking. And if you want to see how I saved $20,000 for my down payment on my home to get to Jamaica, click this video right here. I'll wait.